think our cucumbers are done. We had a pretty good run. There are still a few on this side, a few that are trying to make some fruit here. But we are, I'd say these are going to be the last ones for sure. Beans are pretty well done. These yellow butterwax beans actually are producing another round, I think. So I'm gonna have to go through these today and see if there's any beans that are worth picking. Some good news with my tomatoes though. These are my Dr. Witchy's tomatoes, and I thought they were done because of just some different things. You can tell here these leaves do not look good at all. But the new growth is actually producing some more tomatoes. Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Nikki. I currently garden on 1/3 of an acre. We live in town. It's a city lot in zone 6A, and we have a garden and chickens, and just kind of learning as we go. I've got kids and a husband. I work full-time. So we are working towards learning as much as we can, and then hopefully by this time next year we'll be moved out to our new property. We'll have 10 acres and a pond, and hopefully be able to start doing things on a bigger scale. Really wanting to look into dairy, some dairy goats, maybe some pigs. So that'll all be coming up in the future. However, if you are finding yourself wanting to learn more about homesteading and growing your own food and raising your own food, or maybe you just like to, garden for your own mental health, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel. So if you subscribe, comment down below and let me know. And I started a YouTube channel just for something to do and something to look back on, and I really wanted to show my love of gardening and growing food, and even though I'm in town, I haven't let that get in my way. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I hope you keep following along. And like I said, consider subscribing, and that way you can see all my future videos coming out. As I get better with editing and get better with the different kinds of content, then you'll be the first ones to see those. So today I want to talk about keeping chickens in town and how to maintain them. So maintaining as far as sanitation and using my space as best as possible. So I don't know if you guys have done any research on permaculture or sustainable farming or rotational grazing or anything like that, but it's really something that I've gotten interested in, and it makes a lot of sense. So permaculture, by definition, I'm not really sure what the definition is, but it has to do with building up the soil and not destroying it and making it better after you're done with it. Permaculture is usually a result of grazing animals rotationally so that their manure fertilizes the ground, natural mulch methods. So like if you think of a forest, the leaves fall on the forest floor, and then that keeps that soil rich in that area. Obviously, with only 1/3 of an acre, living in the middle of town and having really close neighbors, it's really difficult to be able to rotate animals. It's difficult to have animals in the first place, to be honest, but it's really difficult to rotate them. So when we first got our chickens last year, we just put them in a place. They're behind our garage. Their pen, I think, is something like 12 by 25 feet. Like, that's their run space. So they've got a decent sized run. It's really not great practice to keep your animals in one place for a really long time. So you have two options. You can either do deep bedding to keep the mud down and to keep them, to keep their run clean and keep the manure buildup down and the diseases down. I like to use wood chips because they are free and they have worked really well for us. They've cut down on the smell, and the chickens love scratching around in them. So today, being a beautiful Saturday morning, I am going to go get our wood chips today. Our local recycling center has them, and they're free if you load them yourself. I don't have a truck, and so I wanted to talk about how I go get our wood chips. That way, if you guys were thinking about doing this kind of thing, don't feel like you have to have any equipment or a big truck to be able to go get those. So I just take a couple containers, some old totes and some buckets, and a shovel, of course, and just get a little bit at a time. And that's something that's really manageable for me because I don't have to stress about borrowing a truck. Loading and unloading that large amount of wood chips will take all day. And last time we did it, it took several days for my whole family to move the wood chips where we want them to go. But this way, they're just in buckets. I just unload them and I dump them where I want, and it's worked out really well for us. So today I'm going to load up. I've got some recycling to take to the recycling center, so I'm also going to grab some wood chips while I'm there. So I'll show you guys that in a fun time lapse. And then something else I've been trying to do, and I know I've talked about this on some of my other videos, but we have the Run, or had it built by a friend. It's just made out of PVC pipes, chicken wire, twist ties, and 2x4s. And it's like a 4x10 mobile run that we can move around our grass and in our garden and let the chickens actually get a little bit better diet with some grass and bugs and things like that. Right now it's the best choice for us as far as moving the chickens around and keeping them healthy. I've been looking into the Premier One electric poultry netting, and I think that's an option for us in the future, but I don't feel like that's an option for us right now. But I may consider purchasing it just to try it out and kind of get used to it this fall before we move out to our property next year. And I know I said I have 1/3 of an acre, and for some of you that may sound like a lot of land, but most of it is in the front yard. So I don't utilize any of that space for any of my shenanigans. Also, my husband doesn't love it. My husband doesn't love the idea of having my farm in the front yard, but maybe I can change his mind. We'll see. I'm still working on him. So that's what today's video is: chicken management and maintaining a healthy environment for the chickens, and then moving them out to fresh grass so that they can eat some bugs. And can I just say, look at this tomato that is stuck in this. It's a hillbilly tomato, and I think I've gotten one this year. But this one looks like it's a really good one, but I wish it wasn't stuck in this. It's starting to ripen. I don't know if I'm gonna just pull it out and damage the tomato or if I'm gonna cut around it, but it's kind of a bummer, but also kind of cool because I haven't had anything like that happen yet. It's really got lots of flowers on it, so I'm hoping that we'll get even more tomatoes. I think it was just too hot, too wet and too hot for too long. And now I'm gonna move them into their run. So one thing I forgot to talk about is that I move my chickens one at a time. And there's probably an easier way to do this. It gives me a chance to look at them one at a time and make sure they're still healthy and make sure like there's nothing crazy going on with them. So yes, I do move my chickens one at a time. So here they are, happy as can be. I didn't put them all out right this second because some of them are gonna lay eggs. So I'm just gonna leave them for a few hours and then trade them out. So guys, that's it for today. I just wanted to show you how we maintain our chickens and how I move them onto fresh grass every once in a while. As the growing season's finishing up, I don't know that I'm going to be doing any more garden tours unless you guys want to see that kind of thing. I might do like a harvest video when I harvest our carrots, and you know, if I have a bunch of tomatoes come on at one time, I might do a harvest video. But let me know in the comments below if you want me to keep doing garden tours through the end of the year. To be honest, I don't know that there's much to show right now, so don't forget to subscribe so you can check out the rest of my videos that come up in the future. We're going to do a lot of different things, and especially next year when we move out to the country and get 10 acres, I'll have lots of videos about our pond, how we're going to be restocking our pond, what kind of animals we're going to be choosing fencing, lots of other things. So if you made it this far with me, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it. And I hope you guys have a great week. Until next time.